Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Pastrami Nation podcast. We are back. We're all here, and it feels amazing. I'm Kevin, and of course, joining me today is Elijah right here. How's it going, bud?
Good.
Awesome. I see your mask. We'll talk about that mask in a little bit here. And also, co-founder of Pastrami Nation himself, Mr. Jason Smith. How's it going, sir?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Very, very good. And of course, I like to call him the godfather of toys around these parts, Sir Christian Nicorda. What's up, man?
It's good to be back. It's good to see you guys. It's
good to have you.
Familiar faces. How are you guys?
Oh, doing really well. Doing really, really good. It's been an incredible. It's been a crazy couple weeks, but it's been incredible last week. Before we start getting into it, thank you all for checking out the show. Thank you all for listening. As always, like and subscribe. That always helps us. Leave comments, reviews, and join us on the conversation. We love to hear what you guys think. We love to hear your thoughts, and we love to have you guys around. So thank you guys for checking it out. Speaking of this luchador mask, me and my wife, we came back from a Caribbean cruise this past week. Probably one of the coolest experience I've ever had, not just with my wife, but just in life in general. Have you guys been on a cruise before? Are you guys cruisers? Are you guys?
I want to. I have not though.
What about you, Christian?
I've done a few. We've done like Mexico, the Caribbean. We did Alaska too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my family loves doing cruises. It's been a long time, but when I was younger, we would do family cruises.
Dude,
it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun memories going on cruises.
So cool. So we took me and my wife went on our first cruise like 2 years ago. We went to Alaska. We did the Alaskan cruise. Absolutely gorgeous. Like time of our life. Like Alaska is probably, it's the last frontier, right? Like completely untouched by man. And there's parts of it that just is like, it's so unbelievable that stuff actually exists on our planet, right? Like there's not touched by civilization at all, still exists. Just absolutely gorgeous. Ketchikan.
Did they go to the Devil's Triangle part of Alaska?
No, we just stayed in the area called the Endicott Arm, which is
nice.
So we went to Skagway, Ketchikan, and what's the other big port up there? It's not Anchorage. It's Juneau.
Juneau.
So not those two ports. Just absolutely stunning. Ketchikan was like it's like those beautiful paintings and pictures that you see in nature's documentaries, and you walk into it, you're like, this place exists. Like it's insane.
You're living it.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we did our Caribbean cruise. And I was like, I was totally inspired. Like first day there. Like, so I know a lot of us here, a lot of us are history nerds about specific parts of history. I'm a big like pirate fan, right? Like I love learning about the history, and it all kind of stemmed from my love of like, as a kid, of Treasure Island and Pirates of the Caribbean. And that stuff leads into learning about all these other cool, real historical pirates like Blackbeard.
Treasure Planet?
Treasure Planet. Yeah. It's just a version of Treasure Island.
Planet?
Yeah.
What?
But you have people like, Blackbeard and Anne Bonny and all these really, really interesting, very cool pirates. Some of the most notorious pirates in the world. They traveled the same waters. And like, it was just really, really cool kind of being out there. And like Captain Kidd, like experiencing history in a very different, but like unique way on the ship in the middle of the Caribbean Ocean. Just crazy. We left from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Went down to it sucked because we had to miss our first port day, which was a private beach in the Bahamas.
Nice.
Because they had to the wind was too bad and they couldn't teeter out, take us onto the island. So they were like, guys, we're sorry. We just have to cancel this one. If you have excursions, we didn't have an excursion at that port. So it would have been cool to hang out at the private beach, but we weren't complaining. Like there are worse places you could be at, right? Like you're like, all right, we'll be on this boat in the middle of the ocean. So we had 2 sea days in a row. After that, our first stop was in Jamaica, Ocho Rios, which was just absolutely gorgeous. We didn't have an excursion there. We walked around the city a little bit and just had a really, really fun time. Our next port was in the Grand Cayman Island. We stopped there. We had an excursion there. We went to go check out this things called the Crystal Caves, which are these really, really beautiful crystal caves.
Was the crystal skull there?
No, it was not. But they it used to be a pirate hangout too, hideout. So like pirates would go there and like you can feel it when you're there too, like just the like all this place surrounded by beauty and this very tropical area, and you have a group of pirates hiding in a cave with their treasure, right? Like evading the authorities and stuff on this
The
fairly
British
small island.
Navy.
Yeah. So that was really, really cool. And then our third port, which was my favorite port, we stopped in Cozumel, Mexico, and we took a ferry over to Tulum, which is where we saw the Mayan ruins.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're like, I'm never going to do that in my life. And then you do it and you're like, holy crap, like we're here.
Is it Chichen Itza? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, incredible.
Right on the coast there. It's this huge, like there's this kind of cliff that goes over, and they're kind of situated up there. You look down and it's just pure blue water. Like the water there is like
breathtaking.
Dude, it's like it's outer worldly. Like it doesn't feel real, and it's so warm and it's just gorgeous. You see all the way to the bottom, and the ruins themselves were just like, it was one of those it felt like once in a lifetime opportunities, and we took the opportunity and walked around. It was gorgeous and beautiful. And
you actually walked around the ruins?
Yeah.
Okay. So just to add on to your story really quick, because I got to go, but it was like 20 years ago. I was young. I think I was still like in high school. They were still letting tourists climb the pyramids. So
we can do that.
I did. So I was the only. I just talked to my sister about this too recently, and we were trying to remember. I was the only one. My dad did it once, but I kept going back up and down. The thing was, it was pouring rain, so it was like really slippery, and all they had was a single gigantic like rope to go like climb up. So everybody was on that same rope. All it took was like one person to be like, whoa, oh, you know what I mean? To like take everybody out. But man, the problem was it was before the time of digital cameras. So all the pictures that I took were with my fancy schmancy disposable camera. So God knows where all those pictures are now.
Oh my gosh!
But you have gorgeous pictures. Yeah, you sent me some pictures. And
obviously you couldn't climb up them or anything. There was a nice little like rope barrier, but they were like, please don't climb on the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just fascinating. At the main, they had like one of the big main kind of towers there, and she pointed up there and she's like, see that rock up there? Like there were two, like a big rock in front of the door. And she's like, that's where they did all the like the sacrifices and
After
stuff.
you
so, like,
sent me that and told me that, I felt the urge to play Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah. She described how they did it, because like the knives and stuff they had, they couldn't penetrate the bone, so they had to go like underneath the rib cage, like
Dexter style.
And then dig that sucker out.
Yeah.
You seen Apocalypto, right?
Yeah, exactly. Apocalypto. That's what I was saying when he got back. I was gonna need to show this kid Apocalypto because that movie.
Fatality.
Yeah, Apocalypto. It's an amazing movie. But yeah, we hung out there. There's a little town right outside of the ruin, so we got some amazing. Like that's where we got these masks, and then we got I got this guy right here. Oh, I like my guy right here.
Sweet.
We got these, and we got this
is where it's staying for now.
Some amazing Mexican food, obviously. Like you can't go to Mexico without eating food. Arturo, how's it going, man?
Arturo?
Yeah, did some shopping, and then we were back on the boat, and then we headed back to. We had one more day at sea, and then we headed back to Fort Lauderdale. 7 days total, which was incredible. We had so much fun. The ship itself was amazing. Actually, one of the movies I want to talk about in our Oscar conversation, we watched for the first time on the ship. Under the Stars. They have a thing called Movies Under the Stars where you're in the middle of the ocean and they have this big screen. You're right over where the pool is, and you just get to hang out and watch a movie. And it was just absolutely amazing. They showed movies all day though, right? So like you had movies, everything from the Super Mario Brothers movie to Top Gun, Maverick to Fast X, like everything, like all these big budget movies. Then they had some like more towards the evening time. They had a little bit more of the. They weren't like R-rated or anything, but like PG-13 type adult, more.
Red Shoe Diaries.
They didn't show you guys Ghost Ship on there.
Yeah. Hey Heather, how's it going? Nice to see you. But no, we actually watched Past Lives. They were showing
cool.
There, and it's a movie I'd been dying to see, and me and Cassie both wanted to see it, and we were like, wow. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. We can go watch it. So it was like 7:00. The sun was down, and just vibing, had a couple drinks in our hands, and just they brought around popcorn. And there's a nice little pizza place down there that like almost 24-hour pizza, some incredible pizza, like
you
the
drink
wood
any
oven.
rum?
Oh, I had lots of rum. I had way too much. Yeah, but they did miss an opportunity. They did not show Pirates of the Caribbean, which kind of
What
pissed
is
me off.
wrong with that?
They should have showed you Ghost Ship.
No, Pirates of the Caribbean, something.
Put on gameplay of like Black Flag
Right? No, I know that's what
or
I'm
Sea
saying.
of Thieves.
Exactly, I agree. But yeah, we watched Past Lives, and it was
Not Sea of Thieves.
it's one of those things where like you might love a movie, but like that's a movie I'm always going to remember because we watched it in that environment. You know what I mean? And it was just really, really cool experience. I'm actually writing like a cool write up on basically like cruising, why it's for everybody. And there's this weird stereotype around cruising. Sometimes I feel like it's for older people or like whatever the case may be. But it's really not. It's truly, truly for everybody. So I'm actually almost done with that article. It's going to have a lot of cool pictures from our trip too, which I'm really, really excited for. So keep an eye on
for my
Nation.
grad trip, we're gonna try and do a cruise around a country that I want to go to.
Yeah, and it's a really, really cool way to travel too and see more than one place, right? Like you can always fly to you can fly to Tokyo, you can fly to Mexico, you can fly to Jamaica, but you're kind of like there for like however many weeks or whatever you want to do. With the cruise, you get to visit. You're on a ship for like a week, 2 weeks, whatever you book, and you're going to travel to all these different places, and you get to stay at port for, sometimes some of the ports are shorter than others. Like some of them you only stay for 4 or 5 hours. Some you stay for like 8 or 9 hours, just varies on where you're at and stuff like that. But it's probably one of the coolest ways you can travel and see things that you probably wouldn't see otherwise. So what's that?
You do need a passport, right?
Yes.
For those that are interested, like I'd hate to be the guy that gets on and then they ask passport when you're in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's international travel for sure. You got
Yeah. I guess they have like certain laws that basically like, so for our Alaska one, for example, they had to stop in Victoria, Canada, because they have to stop at a foreign port. So technically, because the whole crew on the ship is from all over the country. All over the world, worldwide. So you'll get people from, you'll get people from the Philippines, you'll get people from Mexico, you'll get people from Saudi Arabia, you'll get people from everywhere are on
Singapore.
These boats. Singapore, everywhere.
So every time we've gone on a cruise, my parents, who happen to be coincidentally Filipino, they always make friends with the like staff because there's like usually like the serving staff is Filipino. So it's funny. Like I remember there was one cruise, like every night they would go and they would prepare them specifically like Filipino dishes that were not on the menu that nobody like just for my parents because they loved it. Was so cool. My parents like gave them a huge tip too. It was really nice.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and you get to meet people from all those countries. We had we did have a lot of Filipino staff that a lot of the bartenders happened to be Filipino, but they were always our favorite ones because they knew how to make drinks.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were just down with it. Like you asked for like a double shot. They're like putting like half the glass of like, you're like, all right, cool.
More for me, I guess.
More for me. But yeah.
Cruises are a lot of fun. I do. I 100% agree with Kevin. If you guys get a chance to,
absolutely. We did.
I think.
What's that? Go ahead.
No, I think a lot of people, if you haven't experienced a cruise, I think might have like misconceptions about what a cruise actually is, or like assume that. But like I have another friend who just came back from another cruise, in the Caribbean too, and it was like a big rave thing. It was like
really?
DJs, and it was like a whole like week long, and it was it's just like a rave in the ocean.
That's awesome.
Kevin Smith has a cruise.
He does,
which I want to do. It's a Jay and Silent Bob cruise, basically, which I really want to go to.
That's incredible. We're gonna get lost at sea because the captain's going to be too high.
Right, exactly. But yeah, we went
up in Jurassic Park.
I just want to give a huge shout out. The only 2 cruises we've ever done so far has been Princess Princess cruises. Both have been incredible. Like, it is more like of a more relaxed vibe, right? Like there are other cruises that like you have Carnival and you have all these other, even Disney, we love to do a Disney cruise one of these days. Haven't got around to it yet, but like you have the Carnival cruises, which are a little bit more of the kind of the party cruises, which is totally cool if that's your thing. But me and Cassie so far have really, really enjoyed this, Princess Cruise. They have on this last cruise, they had an 80s party, which is just
awesome.
Insane.
That's my cruise right there.
Yeah, I honestly think like most of us, especially in the nerd category, who fall, sometimes have anxiety, sometimes have this, sometimes have that. This cruise is perfect because it's not too much, but if you want to go do things, you can go out and socialize and party, or you can just go to a bar and just hang out and just drink.
There's something to do for everybody, even for the kids. There's like plenty of activities.
Yeah.
There's also just nonstop incredible food.
Oh gosh.
Just never ending.
The food, even the buffet, right? Like you think buffet, like you think buffet, and you're like, like buffet food, but no, like they're serving food.
Now, if somebody was looking to go on a cruise for the first time, you got any advice for them? Any tips?
Yeah, so I mean, if you want, the cheapest ones are probably going to be like the Baja California ones that just go down like to Mexico. They'll leave from Long Beach, or like San Pedro. You know what I mean? But like, dude, you can book like a 4-day or like even a shorter one that'll just like go around to Mexico and come right back. But like they'll have like all the different deals of like inclusivity of like how much do you want? Like usually it's like you want and then at the end you just like tip your waiter. You know what I mean? But
100%. Also, so I do, start out with the shorter cruise first. If you're just kind of curious about it, 3 or 4 day cruise, you can find those pretty easily. Also, make sure that you, and just remember, like, it may seem like it's a lot at first, right? Like you look at the price and you're like, whatever the price is, say it's $1,500 for a 7-day cruise, right? Let's just say, for example, you look at that price and you're like, oh my God, like I can't do that. But your room is taken care of. Your food is taken care of. Your drinks, or not your alcohol, but your like regular drinks are taken care of. And you get to go visit all these amazing ports. Like you don't have to do the excursions. The excursions are a little bit extra. So like the Mayan ruins, you have to pay extra for and stuff. But you get to go to these ports. Like you don't have to pay anything to go out there and explore.
I could spend more than that in my normal life, week,
Spend more than that at Frankenstein's.
Yeah, exactly. So like I could do it.
It's all paid for. And also I would highly recommend, especially if you do enjoy drinking, get the drink package.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Package is basically it's 15 drinks a day for as long the extent of the cruise. So
that's more than enough. Yeah.
That's a lot of drinks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it more than pays for itself. And the drink package isn't even that expensive either. So I mean it's completely worth it. Start out small if you're not sure, like 3 or 4 day cruise, and then go from there. And I think you're gonna have a blast. Go with someone go with someone that you want to hang out with for 3 or 4 days or a week.
Very important. Very important. Yeah.
Yeah, don't go on with a bunch of strangers, right?
Yeah.
With close friends.
In a hostel in Vegas.
Family.
I would say it's either family, the boys, or romantic.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And just have fun. Like don't leave your misconceptions at the door and just go with an open mind and just check it out. Like just go have fun, like go explore. And there's like Christian was saying, there's lots of stuff to do on the ship too. So like even when you're at sea for a day, you're never going to be bored. Like
there are some cruise ships that have like full-on basketball courts on them.
Oh yeah. Most of them have basketball courts.
They have like a whole like gym, like that you can like run the whole thing if you want to run laps around the thing. Yeah. There's like, I think on one of the levels they have like a whole track. There's a really huge social aspect, like Kevin was mentioning too. I think the way that dinner is set up, usually it's like you're sharing a table with like other people. So it's kind of cool, and you're always sharing the table with them. So it's like you really get to know this other like couple or group or family or whoever you're sharing it with. But and you can be as antisocial as you want to be too. If you want to just chill out and like go see a show, go to like one of those art auctions, which is really fun to watch.
Oh my gosh, there's some really great Thomas Kincaid Disney art on this one.
Yeah,
nice.
I could love. But yeah, go check out the art. Like there's always like they have a lot of trivia, like a lot of trivia things. You go like do like movies. Yeah, they had on our
Ooh.
Alaskan cruise, they had Star Wars. This cruise, they had like movie trivia, 80s music trivia, just general trivia, Friends trivia, just whatever. Like you're going to find something to do on the ship. And if not, there's a huge selection of movies that they have like on pay-per-view, basically, that you can watch in your room. You can they had this big theater there called the Princess Theater where they showed like at night, they had their big shows, right? Like their big Broadway style shows. Massive and crazy, but during the day they showed things like they showed like Oppenheimer and The Whale and like all these on the biggest screen. Like it's like it's a city, like, and eat whatever you want, dude.
It's a city on the sea.
Yeah, it's a city on the sea. You eat whatever you want, you drink whenever you want, just have fun. That's all I'm saying. Just have a blast.
Ice cream and pizza for breakfast.
Ice cream and pizza for breakfast if you want it. Places is open. The cool thing is on the Princess too, they have a pool. They have a couple pools, but always by the pool they have this place called Slice and another place called Salty Dog Grill. Slice, some of the best pizza I've ever had. It's like I think they call it Napoleon style pizza, so it's that thin crust like brick oven pizza. They cut it for you on the spot, so they'll take it out of the oven. You're like, and it's all included. So you're like, I want 2 pieces of pizza. They'll slice it and give it to you. Salty Dog Grill, you get hamburgers. Like grilled hamburgers, grilled hot dogs, like all you can eat.
I want
and
hot dogs,
ice cream, and like just it's.
I'm so hungry right now. I just finished my workout. I'm like, I'm gonna eat right after this.
It's crazy too because like we come home and we're like, make us some food.
I know. Yeah. Get to it, Eli.
Oh yeah.
I'm
but
like,
no,
where's my tip?
Right.
Slice me that pizza.
Right, exactly. But yeah, a lot of fun, crazy fun. So definitely check out Princess Cruises. Check out any kind of cruise company you want, but we recommend Princess because we have been on Princess for a couple cruises. So definitely check them out. It's a lot of fun, and they're rolling out different ships all the time. So like each kind of passage has their own ship. So like the Alaska one has a Discovery, Caribbean has a Caribbean Princess, and they all have really, really cool, unique features that attribute to that region. So like the Caribbean boat, the Caribbean cruise, the inside seemed a little bit smaller and condensed because it's an outdoor type thing, right? Everyone's up there by the pool, getting the rays, stuff like that. Alaska was a little bit more bigger on the inside, and they had more stuff going on the inside because it's cold up there, right? They still had hot tubs. They had a heated pool. You can still go swimming when it's freaking covered in snow around you. Like,
and there's always that guy that does that.
I would.
It's totally, but like the decks were like heated, so they had like these really cool heating. So you could be watching like a glacier go by while you're in the pool drinking a Mai Tai. You know what I mean? Like, and
how often do you get to do that?
Exactly.
Yeah, seriously. When we did the Alaska one, I remember I was in the room, and then I was by myself. My parents were wherever, and my sister was with them. And then the phone started ringing. I was like, "What the hell?" I pick up the phone, and it was my mom. She was like, "Open the curtains." Because the curtains were closed, and I was like, "Open the curtains." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Open the curtains," and she just hangs up, and I was like, I'm making my way to the curtains. I open it. It was just a wall of ice, just a glacier, and I was like, oh, and I grabbed my Discman and I put on Bjork, and I put my headphones on, and I just sat
Bjork
in the window, and I listened to Bjork and Radiohead and stared at the glaciers. It was so perfect.
That's awesome.
Like a perfect, amazing moment.
So hey, one day we'll do a pastrami cruise. How about that?
Yes, I'm down. Totally down.
I'll be there too.
Down to Mexico.
Yeah.
I think anyways,
I'll need the drink pass for that one.
Oh yeah, dude, you're gonna need it, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, keep on check out pastramination.com. I do have an article coming up about our experience and why you should cruise, why you should go out there and check out the world this way, because it's a really, really cool way to explore and check out the world. So first, before we get into kind of a brief Oscar conversation, I know the Oscars have been talked about nonstop over the past 2 weeks, but we haven't talked about it. So I kind of just want to talk about a few things. But one of the pieces of news I kind of want to talk about was there's been a lot of news about there is officially confirmed a new Jurassic movie coming out in 2025. Even though Jurassic Park Dominion was supposed to be the last one, quote unquote, we knew that wasn't the truth, but we didn't think it was going to happen so soon.
The epitome of we can't end on a loss.
Right, it's true. So yes, there is a new Jurassic something movie. No one knows Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, whatever they're going to do.
I heard a rumor.
Oh,
it was about Hammond. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's who knows, which would be interesting. I like the idea of like doing trilogies of different aspects of the Jurassic world, right? Or the world that the movie's based in. I think one about Hammond would be incredible. I think that.
Well,
would
I saw something on it where it showed he had a zoo at first, you know, like, and it kind of a prequel story, you know. So if that's true, that could be pretty interesting.
That would be cool. Do you
Hmm.
guys happen to see who is in the running to direct said Jurassic movie?
I have not seen that yet.
Have you, Christian?
No. Are there rumors already?
Oh, he's apparently close to. I mean, Deadline's reported it. Variety's reported it.
Nah,
David Leitch.
Snyder. Oh, just kidding.
So no. So David Leitch. Are you guys aware of who David Leitch is? No.
Remind me, what has he
No,
done?
it's okay. No, so David
Okay.
Leitch worked really, really closely with Chad Stahelski earlier in the Matrix day.
Cool.
He actually I think he produced and helped a lot with the John Wick movies. He also did. He directed Deadpool 2, Bullet Train, the new Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling.
Oh, nice.
Just imagine him bringing that. He also did Hobbs and Shaw, but we won't. Whatever.
I want to watch that.
But
Nobody's perfect.
He was the writer, though. That's, I think, what matters. Also,
David Coep, the guy who wrote the original Jurassic Park movie.
oh yeah, that's right. That was the whole thing. Yeah, of course. Awesome.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I think David Coep coming back, and I think obviously David Leitch. I think he could bring his energy to a Jurassic Park movie, that kind of style.
Let's go.
I can imagine
Absolute
the
Jurassic chaos.
right. I can imagine the action scenes will be pretty intense if he because he's part of that crew of Chad Stahelski and all those guys who use so much practical effects.
Yeah.
Like it's all about practical for them. So I don't see him skimping. He's not going to do CG. He might obviously. Deadpool 2 had a lot of CG, right? Like they do have CG.
Whoa, pump the hate, babe. Pump the hate, Bricks, Fox, and Friends. I'm just surprised anybody would date you, especially Pinkie Pie over here.
There you go. But yeah, I'm interested. I'm fascinated. I think it's interesting. I think it's a good choice.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like that idea. Also want to. We haven't really had a chance to talk about it because it happened last week. But we unfortunately lost Carl Weathers last week.
Apollo Creed and
That was a big one, yeah.
Yeah, 76 years old. Passed away.
That's young.
Very
That's
young. Very young.
Also, he did not even look
no,
close to 76.
No.
I had no idea. I mean,
not at all.
you can do the math, but
He
man,
definitely looked older in the third season of Mando, but not that old.
I mean, it was just he had the awesome white beard, but aside from that, he looked.
He still looked Carl Weathers, like he still beat Rocky's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. No, and it's a horrible loss when things like that happen. So, R.I.P. Carl Weathers. Toby Keith. If y'all want to say anything about Toby Keith, go ahead because I got not a lot.
Not a big country guy, but I'm saddened by it. I don't like seeing anybody pass away.
Yeah, I don't
Especially
either.
that young, you know.
I think my favorite Carl Weathers role was his role as himself in Arrested Development.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh, I forgot he had done that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That was so good. I totally forgot about that.
I like Chubbs from what was it, Happy Gilmore?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wasn't he also in a Predator movie?
Yeah, he was in.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
no,
the big old the arm thing. I think what's his name? Oh my god. He did a painting, the famous of him and Arnold grabbing arms.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's like his arm and God's arm holding hands with the clouds opening behind it. It was
oh, it's so good.
Boss
So
Logic. Yeah.
I didn't know that's what that was from.
Yeah.
But that's who that was.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, that was a very sad loss. And let's talk about a little bit of casting news that I'm very interested by. Catherine O'Hara has joined the cast of The Last of Us Season 2 in an unspecified role, which has my mind's been kind of working overtime to figure out who she could even be playing. I think she's probably going to be playing a new character, but who knows? And of course, those of you who don't know who Catherine O'Hara is the voice of Sully from Beetlejuice. Yeah, she's Kevin McAllister's mom, or not. She's also in Beetlejuice. She's Lydia. No, not Lydia. She's Lydia's stepmom in Beetlejuice. And of course, Schitt's Creek, Moira Shit. She's fantastic. But yeah, she's cast an unspecified role, so I'm very curious as to what she's gonna be playing. Whatever it is, she's more than welcome. I mean, I'm excited. You know, we have the cast is like shaping up really, really well.
Yeah.
Her Isabella Merced is gonna be in it.
Who's gonna be playing Abby again?
Oh, Abby. You got me on that one because I totally just knew her name. No One Will Save You.
Yeah.
I know exactly who she is.
Booksmart.
And Booksmart.
Booksmart was amazing. I want to watch it again.
Yeah, Booksmart was hilarious. I love Booksmart. Caitlin Dever is going to be playing Abby, which is going to be a role that is going to come with a lot of baggage. And again, I'm sure I think I've said this on the show before, but be nice. Be nice to her.
I'll be nice to Caitlin Dever, not the video game character.
They're gonna hate her.
They are, dude. People are going to chase her off the internet, unfortunately, because people are going to be a-holes. And
the same thing happened to the Inquisitor from Obi-Wan.
Yeah, which is nerdums.
Way worse.
Yeah, no. Anyway,
if they hate them that much, that means that's how good of an actor they are. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like, look at they hated the governor on Walking Dead. Like, people had a hard time coming up and shaking his hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
People also hated Negan.
Yes, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Oh yeah, they absolutely hated him, and that's the character, not him. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
But so for some reason, people have a hard time differentiating the two of them.
Like wrestling fans, you know, the ones that don't know it's scripted.
Exactly. Oh, I know.
Wait, what?
Sorry to ruin it for you. Santa Claus is real.
You're damn right. And he visits me every year.
He does. Me too. No, not really. I got some pretty cool stuff.
I have a garage full of coal.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about some Oscar stuff.
Coal made out of Lego.
Yeah, coal made out of Lego. So we got some Oscars coming up. Oscars will be soon in a couple months. Yes, the nominations were released a couple weeks ago. I've been trying to keep up with my list of like movies I've seen when it comes to this list of Best Picture nominations. So what I'm going to do real quick is just kind of go down the list, and I want you guys to speak up if you guys have seen them. There's a couple really ones that I still need to see. I want to see all of them, but there are some that I really want to see that I'm going to be seeing soon. So let's start with, I don't think anyone in this crew have seen American Fiction yet, but I could be wrong. Has anyone seen American Fiction?
Want to?
No.
Yeah,
same. Anatomy of a Fall, I hear, is pretty solid. I want to check that out. Either one of you guys seen that?
Nope.
Barbie, of course. I think we've all
hasn't seen that.
Barbie's great.
Not for me. I'm just kidding.
You saw
it, sir.
The Holdovers. How many of you get the Holdovers?
Oh, I want to see that. The one with Paul Giamatti.
Yeah,
I saw that, and it's incredible. It would have easily made my top 5 last year. It's such a ton of nominations. It's such a winter movie too. Like, watch it as soon as you can before it gets sunny.
Right.
It's not a summer movie.
If you can, wait until like school. Like, even if you don't have school, wait until winter break. Yeah,
it's one of those really cozy, comfy movies that you need to watch kind of when it's cold outside and it's raining or snowing or whatever.
Pouring over here, so it's perfect.
Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect weather to check it out. Oh, it's like
we get drenched for like 24 hours straight.
Oh yeah, some of my friends in some areas got like a tornado warning or something down there.
Oh, dude, flood warnings here and there, like mudslides.
Yeah, I hope everyone's staying safe down there. Jeez, I didn't even mean to ask. I meant to ask about all that. But yeah, definitely check out The Holdovers. Like, watch it. It's really good. Just a cozy, comfy blanket.
I would say to get off your couch and go watch it, but that's kind of contradicting myself.
Yeah.
By the way, just since we're on the topic, I know a lot of the people on the comments are here in Southern California. How is everybody holding up? I hope you guys are okay. It's chill right now. I think it's actually stopped raining over here. Jason, what about you? Are you
still a little? It's lightly over here, but it was pouring earlier.
I've been going stir crazy this whole weekend, man. I feel like a little kid. I hate this.
Have fun in the rain while you can.
That's what I did. I played basketball in the rain for like an hour and a half on Sunday just because I was like, this is my last day, because I knew this whole week was going to rain. So
yeah, No, understandable.
So I'm like restless leg syndrome, like just going crazy in this house.
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Jason. You've seen Killers of the Flower Moon, correct?
Yeah, good movie.
Christian, have you seen that yet?
No, not yet. It's crazy, but
No.
yeah. Have you, Kevin?
I have not. I have
Yeah,
not seen it.
I haven't had a chance.
We haven't had the time to.
Yeah. I haven't had the
I
time
did start
to.
to watch The Godfather though
Yeah.
while you were gone
Why?
because
Godfather.
yes, The Godfather.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
well,
love movies.
his film teacher has recommended a bunch of movies that I I've seen The Godfather. But I don't care for The Godfather. I know
It's a
that's
little
like,
lengthy, I think.
it just didn't. I don't know.
I'm watching it for
It's a
the
different time.
technology point of view, not
Yeah, well,
really.
yeah, it's not even. It's just to me. It just didn't appeal to me. Like I personally like The Godfather and Citizen Kane are two movies I will openly admit that I just cannot watch. Like I've watched them, but like
It's just not.
I think
I
that's
agree.
fair. There's. Go ahead, Jason. Sorry.
It's just not my ideal mafia movie.
yeah.
I think there are movies that there are like people are just consider like American classics that I just like. Like I'm not a big Scarface guy. I don't know. I've
Same.
tried it a couple times. I just don't like. Okay, like I don't know. I think I was too late for Al Pacino. Like I get De Niro, but I don't get Al Pacino really.
Yeah.
I like when I watch his movies, he's just yelling all the time. So
I'm the same way. I respect them for like what they did and how they moved along and what their techniques and the approaches and stuff. And Citizen Kane, Godfather, Scarface is one of those too. I'm the same way. I'm like,
We should watch Blade Runner.
Blade Runner's good. Blade Runner's great.
Well, like Blade Runner's another one. I love Blade Runner. It's great, but it took me a long time to get through it. And I prefer a Denis Villeneuve's sequel far more than the original. And I know that's a hot take because I know a lot of people would.
No, I
actually
haven't seen 2049 yet, but
I haven't seen it.
I thought that was my favorite movie of that year. That was over Fury Road. I loved it that much.
Yeah, it's such an amazing cast, and like everyone's there. I just never. It's one of those that I just took me a while to get to, and like I'm going to like we're going to watch the first Blade Runner, so you can finally see it, and then we're going to watch 2049. But yeah, no, that's good to hear. So let's move on to Maestro. Has anyone seen Maestro?
No, that's the one with Bradley Cooper, right?
Bradley Cooper, yeah, directed it as well.
I have not.
I have not seen it either. I'm iffy. I want to see it.
I've heard mixed things, but I want to see it for myself.
I've heard mixed things too, and I think Bradley Cooper's a good director. I thought his Star is Born is
incredible. I loved it. Yeah, I
love that movie. But yeah, we'll see how this one turns out. I've heard mixed things. Do want to check it out for myself and see. Oppenheimer, of course. Pretty sure we've all seen Oppenheimer.
That's the Godzilla prequel.
Yes.
Oppenheimer.
Yes. Oppenheimer was great. So I think we're gonna move on.
We got to catch up on Monarch. Speaking of Godzilla, sorry.
No, I know. We'll get to Monarch. We do. Have you guys watched Monarch?
No, the show, right? No.
Yeah. I think we're on episode 4, 5.
Yeah,
episode 4.
Something like that.
The Russell Boys.
Yeah, the Russell. Oh my gosh, so crazy how they pulled it off, man.
That's so cool.
So Past Lives, yes, we watched that. Like I said, on the ship. Amazing movie. It's this really sweet kind of romantic drama, but it's not what you think it's going to be. Like it doesn't end the way you think it's going to. It doesn't work the way you think it's going to. But it works so well because of that. And it's a beautiful movie, beautifully shot. The performances are just gorgeous. Like everything about the movie is gorgeous. The way it's paced. It's just one of those movies that you just sit there. It's almost like The Holdovers, but like in a different style and setting. Like it's just a very kind of relaxing, vibey type movie. Like not a lot happens. It's a lot of talking, a lot of people kind of reconnecting old, relationships and friendships and stuff. But there's this beautiful idea in the center of it, which is an idea in Buddhism as well. I can't remember the name of it, but basically that you live, I think it was 8 lives before to get where you are now. So like, that's kind of the basic premise of the movie. And this childhood friends, a guy and a girl who might have been in love when they were like younger and were might have been soulmates, but you don't really know, and they kind of reconnect. She's married now, he's not, and they're reconnecting on this level. They're like, they have these ideas of what could have happened compared to what is happening, and it's kind of almost this what if kind of movie with all these, them just talking about what their lives could have been if they had taken other paths with each other or without, whatever the case may be. Absolutely loved it. The cast is phenomenal. A lot of it's in Korean because they're from South Korea. In the film, she moves to America when she's like, 10 or 11, so she's pretty acclimated in English. He still lives in South Korea, so she's also connecting with that side of her family, that side of her heritage, which is really, really beautiful, really, really cool, really well done. Really, I love it. Greta Lee, the director, absolutely outstanding. She knocks it out of the park with that movie. And I hope it gets some love. I don't know how much it's going to get. I don't. When you're coming up against movies like Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon and even Barbie, I don't see it having a massive chance at the Best Picture, but I think it's worthy enough of being obviously nominated. So definitely check it out if you all get a chance. It's a beautiful film, like all around. I absolutely loved it. Poor Things. Has anyone seen that yet?
No, I want to. That's the one with Emma Stone, right?
Yes.
I have not seen it, but I feel like every time I talk to somebody who has seen it, they've seen it multiple times. Like I have 3 separate friends who have seen it like 2 or 3 times. And they
Really?
Yeah. I definitely want to check it out.
Yes.
I need to just Celine Song. She directed Past Lives. Sorry, Greta Lee is the main actress in the film, so they're both outstanding. Let's talk about one that Christian said that he saw recently, and that is The Zone of Interest. So I had heard the name of the movie, and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. Like, I wonder what this is about after all this hype. I was like wondering what it was. Even before it got nominated, I was like, what is this movie? Like, people are talking about it, but I didn't want it to be spoiled for me. I looked into it to see what it was about. I was like, oh, that's what this movie's about. So Christian, if you want to talk about just kind of the basic plot of it and what it's about.
See, do you see how you said you looked into it before you watched it? I did not.
Okay.
I really should have. I just thought it was a World War II thing. Ooh, man. Let's just say I went with the same person to also watch The Boy and the Heron, like the week before that. The next movie we watch is going to be like a romantic comedy or like literally like the dumbest, funniest thing. We can't do this again. Anyway, well, I'm not going to wait that long to watch a movie. The Zone of Interest is very different. We've had this conversation before. I will put this under the list of movies that I think are absolutely brilliant, but I will probably never watch again. This is going to go right up there with like 12 Years a Slave and
Schindler's List.
What's the other one that I mentioned? Requiem for a Dream. That's my that's my number one. So I was talking to a friend of mine, Amber, who you guys anyway. She's seen it 3 times, and I'm like, oh man! But like, she sent me this article and kind of broke it down, and like, I swore I was like, I can't ever watch this again. But now, like after I talked to Amber, like I kind of have to watch it again because there's so much detail in that movie that I didn't realize was like based on true events, was like based on like real things, but just like such an artistic like take on things. The sound design is incredible. It's a haunting. It's kind of almost this really voyeuristic view, like when you never get like a tight shot of anybody, and it almost detaches you. It forces you into this kind of uncomfortable place immediately. Like you'll if you ever watch the movie, you know what I'm saying, because like the title sequence, you're gonna be like, dude, what is this supposed to be happening? And then right from that moment it pulls you into the movie. It's not like something like, hey, let's watch a movie tonight, sure, that's not it. Like you've got to be prepared for this movie.
So could we just real quick, Jason, Eli, do you guys mind if we just kind of, no spoilers? I'm going to talk about what I saw in the trailer.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You guys, so
Because I'm not talking. I haven't said anything yet. Like
no, yeah. So do you mind if I just kind of say kind of the basic plot of it?
Please.
That,
Oh,
like
please.
I know from the trailer. So basically, Rudolf Hess, who was an SS officer in charge of Auschwitz, decides to, he's in charge of it. So he builds kind of this perfect family home right outside of Auschwitz.
literally right outside, like the walls of Auschwitz.
Right. So it's kind of this weird, like it's this, you have Auschwitz here, and you have this perfect quote unquote perfect family life going on right outside the gates by the officer who's in charge of the camp.
The movie never shows violence. Like you never see any violence. You hear it all. So like the movie is basically showing this family living this trying to live this normal life that they feel so entitled to, that they feel like this is my right, as you know what I mean, like they're Nazis. But like all the sounds of death, like horrific torture, like happening in the background of these people just trying to like, and like completely ignoring it, and like it's so like devastating, like and hard, and it's also undercut. There's like all this stuff without like spoiling too much.
No, yeah.
But there's so many layers to the movie, and yeah, it's difficult to watch, but it's like so brilliantly done, and it's so difficult. Like it's not. I love World War II movies. Like I think that's like my Roman Empire is like I think for a lot of dudes, like World War II stuff is like a lot of dudes are just that. This is not like you're like Saving Private Ryan. This isn't like Fury. Like Fury is like, oh, that's a little different. Like keep going, keep freaking going, because you're gonna be a while till you get to Zone of Interest. It's a really difficult watch, but incredible. Like you have to admit, like one of the reasons why I wanted to see it is because that commercial is just like all the badges of like all of the awards from all of the film festivals that it's just winning after, and then like the most important film of the century and blah 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 blah. It's like,
Yeah,
it's rough.
Have you seen the trailer for the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare?
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah,
that looks fun.
Yeah, I mean that looks like a good like kind of it's like there are the Wendy Frank, internet sucks right now. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Be safe. You be safe.
Yeah, sorry guys. Stay safe.
Yeah. But it's funny with like movies based around that time period, specifically World War II. It's like you have the Sisus, and you have the
Inglourious Bastards,
kind of fun, like, and they're not fun, but very
Funny.
yes,
they're like almost the adventure of like
right, which we like to watch, right? Even Indiana Jones to an extent did that a lot,
This is like the horror.
You have the actual grounded realistic horror, which something like Schindler's List or Schindler's List is one of those movies that like it's
what was that one zombie World War II movie?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. But like Schindler's List is like one of those movies that's just like one of the most gorgeous movies ever shot, like one of the most incredible films ever made. Like you said, Christian, like you watch it once and you're like,
it's
I know it's a masterpiece. I know it's great. I own it. Like I own it on Blu-ray. Like I feel like every time it gets an upgrade, I feel like I have to buy it because like I feel like it's kind of like
right. So when was the last time you watched it though?
Oh, it's one of those that I have. Overlord. Yeah, it's one of those that I have, but it's never one that Requiem for a Dream. Right? I used to own Requiem for a Dream on DVD. I never touched it.
I can't.
I'm not gonna like sit down on a Sunday afternoon and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch Schindler's List today. Like, let's just watch Schindler's List. Let's just watch.
The thing, like Requiem is such a good movie. This is like peak Jared Leto, like Jennifer Connelly. You'll never see Marlon Wayne in a better role ever. No. The mother, I saw this movie over 20 years ago. I can still quote it. I've never seen it twice. Mm-hmm. Like my name is Sarah Goldfarb. I'm gonna be on television. Oh my gosh, it haunts me, that movie. Like I'll never watch it.
I watched that movie in theaters when it came out. It was this little indie theater in Seattle up on the U District, just really small, because it was an indie release, so it didn't really get a lot of theaters. But we found it, went to watch it, and like the end credits alone, because there's no music, right? When the movie ends, you just see the credits up on the screen. It's very quiet, just like, or you hear like the pier, like the sounds of the pier. So you have the wind going through the trees and the water and stuff.
Yeah. Nice.
But there's this well, it's nice, but then like it gives you time to reflect on the movie too much. I feel like it doesn't take you out of it. So like it normally, when a movie ends, you have the credits, you have everything, and you get to sit there and kind of ponder what you watched a little bit and kind of be like, all right, like that was a movie, like I can just go. Requiem for a Dream does this thing where it just kind of seeps its way into your soul, essentially, like into your life, like it just
a drug.
And it doesn't end until like the very final thing of the credits, and then the screen finally goes black, and that's it. Like there's no time to sit there and like think or like be like.
I was literally like shaking, like in shivers, like for a good 15 minutes after the movie.
We had this gentleman like up front, just like bawling his eyes out, just like just pure emotional, like he had been through it, or someone else he loved had been through it. It's just this very, very hardcore connection with it. But like everyone in the theater, one thing I love about Seattle, there was probably about 10 of us in there. Everyone kind of huddled around him and like just giving him these big hugs, and like he started to feel better by the end of the movie. We hung out with them for a little bit after the movie was over, chat with them and stuff. But like, yeah, it's a devastating movie, like one of the most devastating. Keith David's in it.
Oh my God, he has like, I know it's pretty, but I didn't bring it up for air. Oh my God, I still remember that line.
Let's just talk about Requiem for a Dream for an hour, because I can do that.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to watch, but almost I feel like every American teenager needs to watch.
I think it's I've said it a million times. I think that movie needs to be shown in schools. Yeah. I think legitimately, like in high, like
all of it, uncensored. Yeah.
No one will touch drugs ever again, I swear.
But parents won't allow that.
I know. That's it.
Ma, you want nuppas?
Yeah, right. But yeah, those are the main nominees for Best Picture. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you guys are excited for, what you guys are rooting for to win as well. So just out of those ones, if we had to pick, let's just go around the table here. If you had to pick one that you think is, so let's do this. If they're the same, that's fine. But which one do you think is going to win, and which one do you want to win? So those are two different things. I don't know what you guys think, but I'll go first. I'll go ahead and start. So I genuinely think this is going to be Christopher Nolan's year. I think he's going to take it for Oppenheimer. I don't think there's a question about it. I think he might take it. I think there's a possibility, a slight possibility. Anatomy of a Fall has been kind of surprising people left and right. It might swoop in at the last minute and take it, which I haven't seen, obviously, so I don't know. But I do think Oppenheimer is going to be the winner overall. What I would like to see win out of the movies that were nominated, I would legitimately like to see The Holdovers win. I think The Holdovers deserves it. I think The Holdovers is a film that I would like to see win the prize. So, Jason, what do you think will win, and what do you want to win? And again,
I'm with you on the Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer's taking it this year, but I would like to see Killers of the Flower Moon. I mean, that didn't feel like a 3-hour movie at all,
Right.
Like,
no, that's what I've been hearing.
That's also one of those movies that you watch once and you don't watch it again,
Yeah. And just real quick about, speaking of Killers of the Flower Moon, we have no Leo nomination this year. Lily Gladstone was nominated, which is good.
Margot Robbie didn't.
No Margot Robbie.
Also, no. What's her name? The director.
Greta Gerwig.
Yeah, Greta didn't get a nomination.
How are those possible?
That's a shame, but Ryan Gosling got it.
Yeah.
America Ferrera got her. I mean, I'm happy America Ferrera got it for Best Supporting Actor or Actress for Barbie, which is amazing. But I mean,
other actresses have won that award for less. Mm-hmm. So I know a lot of people were like, "What for that monologue?" She did more than that monologue. Like, dude, Anne Hathaway won it for a song. You know what I mean? Like, so which she deserved, I think. Like, she was amazing.
So I do think Greta certainly deserved to be nominated. I think that, to me, it's weird when a movie is nominated for Best Picture, but not direct. Like it always seems bizarre. But like I
That
think
is
Greta,
awkward,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's very awkward. And I think Greta just put everything into it, and like
Yeah.
obviously it shows on screen.
It's almost
Um,
like a disrespect, I think, you know.
It is. It is. And I think if you're going to have 10 movies nominated, you should have at least 10 spots for best director. Like that's just the way it is. But it's like, you know, a lot of people have brought that up, but also on the same token, it's like, who are you taking out? You know what I mean? Like if you only have 5 nominations for best director, or even like let's talk about best actor real quick, right? Like all these actors on here, like who are you taking out to put Leo in? You know what I mean? Like who are you switching out? And the same thing. Listen, I think Barbie's incredible, and I think Margot Robbie did an amazing job. But I do think America Ferrera possibly had more to do in that movie. Not gonna lie, I feel like she was more emotionally in it, and she had a lot more to carry, in my opinion, than Margot Robbie did. And I think that's why she was nominated over Margot. But although I do think Margot deserved it, and she should have got it, but. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. And Ryan Gosling getting nominated for Ken, it's kind of what the movie's about, right? Like that's exactly what people have been saying. I mean,
I heard somebody on TikTok explaining like why he thinks, and like I'm not saying that this is my opinion, but he was saying like this is why he thinks Ryan Gosling got nominated and Margot Robbie didn't. He was like because he was like, and he was like, I don't mean this in an offensive way, but he was like Margot Robbie is Barbie. She's a blonde, beautiful, successful, talented woman, and Ryan Gosling is not Ken. Like he is aware of the monarchy. He is aware, like you know what I mean. He's not like this dumb guy. So it's like I think that's why it was like more of a reach, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not saying that that's my opinion. No. I'm just saying I do think.
I get what you're saying, and I was actually having this conversation with Cassie, my wife.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about it. But that's what she said too. Like her view was like very much like, I mean, Ryan Gosling, he had more to do. Like he had more acting. You know what I mean? Like Margot Robbie was being Margot Robbie, whereas Ryan Gosling was acting more. And again, this isn't just saying that Margot Robbie doesn't deserve it because she did.
She's not always incredible because she's always incredible. So.
Right. And I think Ryan Gosling was. And I think they all did an amazing job. But like you said though, it's not necessarily our opinions, but like I at this point it is what it is, right? Like you just have to kind of roll with the punches and hopefully Barbie does get its due. I mean, if Barbie swoops in with like a win, a best picture win.
Oh man, dude.
Can you imagine? Woo! My God. I
would love that.
Listen, weirder things, because I totally think last year's Oscar totally deserving of everything they got, everything everywhere all at once. But if you were to tell me that everything everywhere all at once, like a year before, was going to win Best Picture, I would have been like,
nice joke.
Yeah, nice joke. But I mean, not that it didn't deserve it, but you know what I mean? Like it's this weird, bizarre, crazy movie that the Oscars normally don't say anything, don't recognize, but it won all this stuff. So who knows what's going to happen? Christian, what are your picks for what will win and what you want to win?
I think Oppenheimer's going to win. I don't know because again, I didn't get to see like all of the movies. I started off this year, the first half of this year, I saw I was seeing everything. And then the second half, I was just like not seeing anything. I think it's going to be between Anatomy of a Fall, which I haven't seen. The Holdovers, Past Lives, and Oppenheimer. I don't think Maestro's got.
I don't think Maestro is going to. I think Maestro's.
I don't think Zone of Interest has a chance. Poor Things, maybe. Killers of the Flower Moon, maybe. Holdovers, maybe. I also kind of doubt that Barbie's. I think Barbie's actually too big to get the win for the Best Picture. So yeah, I think it's going to go to Oppenheimer. I think that's kind of like the easy. And maybe the obvious. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Eli, what do you think?
Oppie.
Think Oppie's going to win?
Oh, Eli, quick. Madam Web wasn't nominated though.
Yeah, no Madam Web.
That's next year. That's next year. Best Picture.
Next year we're gonna have it.
So you want Oppenheimer to win too?
Yes.
Okay. No, fair enough. That's cool.
Big boom.
Big boom.
Big boom.
Big boom.
So let's just real quick. Let's talk about Best Animated Feature because I know one of those features Christian wants to talk about because we haven't talked about it yet, and he saw it on
What movies?
Haven't seen it yet. So the movies on the list are going to be, so we have The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah.
We have, of course, Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
We have Elemental.
Should not be up there.
Nimona, Robot
Deserved
Dreams.
Robot.
Yeah, so we have Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Universe, Spider-Verse. Christian, you saw Boy and the Heron?
It's easy. It's Across the Spider-Verse. I did see The Boy and the Heron. It's okay. So I thought I was crazy and I thought I was just dumb. Like I was like, I think this movie is for smarter people than me. Like I'm too dumb. Like I shouldn't have been able to buy a ticket. Like because I didn't get it. And then I felt like, so here's the thing. I watched it with a friend, and like we had dinner, and then it was a long time before the movie, and then by the time we watched the movie, it was pretty late. So like it was a beautiful movie, but like throughout the movie, it was like, huh. Like starting to doze off a little bit, and then it ended, and then I was like, oh no, because I was really confused, and then like my friend turned to me, and I was like, so what'd you think? She was like, oh, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. I'm like, yeah, beautiful. I was like, what'd you think? She's like, yeah, and I just changed the subject because I felt like I had to do a book report on a book I didn't read, and then I go to class the next day and I'm talking to people, and then there's other people that are like, I found it confusing too. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Because I thought I was crazy. So then I talked to my friend a week later and I was like, so that movie. And then she's like, yeah. And we're like, oh yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Of course. But like, I was like confused, right? She's like, I was a little confused too. And then she was like, to be honest, I was like dozing off a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Like, that's like the best thing you could tell me. I'm like, that makes me so happy. I'm like, yeah. Me too. So it's not my favorite Miyazaki.
It's like very deep in like Buddhism and Shintoism.
It's beautiful. But yeah, not it's probably gonna win. It's probably gonna win.
I was gonna say, I think
but I'm giving it to Spider-Verse. So.
Yeah, so I'm the same. I think as much so like Spider-Verse, obviously, but I also think I've talked about this movie, but Nimona like blew me away. Like I love Nimona. Like I just want to support Nimona just because of what it represents, and I just think it's a beautiful film, 100%. So I really, really want Nimona to win, but of course Spider-Verse, right? Like Spider-Verse is incredible, but I do think Boy and the Heron's going to take it, if I'm being honest.
Like even if you're a Studio Ghibli fan, you'll know like this isn't their best.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's Studio Ghibli, so I think like a lot of times this best animated film, like it just kind of goes to the whatever.
The weirdest one.
Yeah. What do you guys?
Last year should have been Puss in Boots, and it was Pinocchio.
Oh yeah, 100%. Pinocchio was good. I like Pinocchio.
Pinocchio was okay,
but I think
it was good. Yeah.
What do you guys think? What about you, Jason? What do you think is going to win? What do you want to win?
Spider-Man, of course, Into the Spider-Verse.
You think it's going to, or you think it?
I think it's going to win the animated.
Okay, fair enough. No,
I hope so.
Just too well done,
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. The Golden Globes happen, and it's not always an indication, but it's a pretty close one. And Boy and the Heron like snatched it.
Then again, the Golden Globes are a bit rocky, shall we say?
No, they are. They are the same voting party a lot of the time, though.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. We'll see. I agree with you though, Jason. I want it to win. I think it deserves to win, and I think it might. I have a really, really strong feeling about it, but I'm not ready right now to put it down on my betting card yet, because I think Boy and the Heron might take it, but I don't know. What about you?
I'm tied between 3 movies for which one would win.
It's a small list.
Hear me out though. Nimona,
okay,
The Boy and the Heron, and Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah, it's fair enough. No, absolutely. But if you had to pick one of those to give the award to, like if you were to give the award to somebody today, I'm not going to judge you for what you choose. I might later when the cameras are off. But
he's going to write in Madam Web.
I have to rule out The Boy and the Heron because I haven't seen it, but I am going to go with Nimona.
You think Nimona?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. No, that's fair. I think it has a big. For it just even be nominated, that's pretty incredible.
It is incredible.
No, it is incredible. It's amazing. So, yeah. So there's kind of the main areas I wanted to the nominations I wanted to talk about. Let us know what you guys are excited for. Let us know what you think is going to win. If you guys have another category you guys want to talk about, please let us know. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on all of it. Do you guys have anything else to add or anything to the Oscar conversation? I just kind of, like I said, people can go Google this stuff. They want to know who's nominated. So I just kind of want to talk about some of our personal stuff. Did you guys have anything else you guys wanted to add before we start wrapping things up here?
We're not going to talk about the nominees for best sound editing.
No, we can. Trust me, dude. I can. If you want to, we will. But no, absolutely. I mean, there's some other great category. I mean, there's some very. I still think like stunts needs to have a category, right? I still think stuntmen should be.
Oh yeah.
Credited for the work and stuff. And I do think there should be an Oscar category for best, fight scenes and best stunts and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Choreography.
Best choreography, yeah. They're still working on that stuff though. So Chad Stahelski brought him up earlier, but he's kind of on the forefront of bringing that to the Oscars, like being like,
Chad Stahelski is working on a project with people with an animation company over in Japan.
Oh yeah, no, he was attached to do the what's the Tsushima game, the Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, he's attached to direct that. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But anyways,
possibly a Helsing live action eventually.
He was also attached to direct Cowboy Ninja Viking with Chris Pratt at one point. So who knows what's going to happen with that. But anyways, thank you. That's our show, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for checking us out. Next week, we will certainly have a brick therapy. We'll be talking Lego. We'll be talking some other stuff. There have been some Lego announcements lately. I think I just saw one. I can't remember what it is at the top of my head, but I know there was something I wanted to talk about. But we'll talk about all that next week. Anyways, it was great to see you all again. I hope you all are having a good time out there. I hope you are being safe. Be safe wherever you are. Conditions everywhere aren't great. It's winter. It happens. So just be safe. Be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Check in on people. Make sure everyone else is doing good.
Here's a good bit of advice. Don't be an idiot.
Right.
Yeah. Be safe. Don't be a teenage boy. Don't be an idiot.
If you are a teenage boy, then feel free.
Yeah, no, we don't advocate teenage boys being idiots.
But that's the time that we can be idiots.
That's true.
When we get older to like your age, our bodies can't handle it.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right.
Well, 3 and I'm 7 and I'm almost 17.
All righty. It was awesome, guys. Where can we catch Jason? Where can we find you? Where can we find you on the internet?
MySpace.
Awesome.
You can find me on MySpace too, Kevin. What about you guys?
You find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, X Cube, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the heck's going on. Kevin _Oskinson. You find me on any of those, and you can't find him anywhere because he's a teenager, as he really made abundantly clear. Anyways, y'all have a good night. We will see you guys next week. Take care.
Guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye-bye,
guys.
Bye.
Bye.